Welcome back, everyone, to Gears of War Judgment, everyone's favorite Gears of War. Last we left off, we talked about the human condition on how we are the top of the food chain. But in-game, we are fighting off centipedes, blowing up some eggs, getting ourselves the breach shot, and getting our way into the vaults. Shall we continue? Kilo Squad alleged that dust in the archives reduced its combat efficiency. Heavy dust will reduce visibility. Okay, easy enough. We've played, there's been other levels in Gears of War games where it's kind of been the same thing. Actually, in Gears of War right now, in Gears of War 5, if this video is coming out when I believe it will, I believe it's called The Mist, which is the current escape map that's going on right now, where it's reduced visibility and enemies are coming out left and right. So, if I'm right, I just made a... Wait. Yes. There we go. So, if I remember... Yep, I remember... Oh, God, I really love the field of breach shot. Yeah, you guys take care of that. I'm good over here. I've got emotional support going on. Okay, where are we? Okay, more of them. There you are. Come on over, bud. Okay, maybe the breach shot isn't as amazing as I remember it was. And I'm trying to watch for how many pauses I take in videos, because I do understand that when it comes to videos like this or Let's Plays. Wait. Beautiful. Side note, we haven't gotten the boom shield back yet in any Gears of War game as a 4 and 5, which makes me sad. But continuing off where I just left off, I'm trying to watch how many pauses I take during my videos, because it's not that it's bad to take a pause now and then in doing things. And this isn't even just for commentary in games or anything like that. And there's a big hole in the ground. It's not even for anything like oh, that's an amazing shadow. It's nothing like that for when it comes to just games. It also comes in line when you're doing things, when it comes to things like radio or broadcasting or speech in general. You don't want to leave a lot of pauses, because that kind of leaves the room up for just dead silence, which no one's really a fan of, because us as humans, little thing I learned in, can't even remember the name of the class, because it wasn't a science class or anything. It was more like a class that talked about the human, not even conditioning, but the human... Whoa, there are a lot of you. Okay, nope, you gotta get out of here. Whoa, that did better than I thought it would. And see ya. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't a speech class even. It was a class all about the human evolution and everything, and like the human culture. And how it was is that like humans, while silence is definitely something important now and then, humans are not really... Oh, I forgot about how big you were. Okay, no, get out. No, get away. Oh, God. Did I make it? Okay, I thought I was dead. If we're going to play Smack Attack, I'm down. Let's play. Ooh, love it. Ah, classic. Oh, God, I need assistance. I very much need it. As I was saying before, I was rudely slapped by a giant maul. The human conditioning, how it goes is, yeah, silence is key now and then, but us as humans, we need that interaction. We need that sense of something going on, you could say. Not even, and it's hard to explain, because you would make it sound like, well, yeah, humans need to communicate, but that doesn't mean we need to constantly talk. And you're right, that is the case. But if I remember correctly, it was the case of... Whoa, hey, bud. Smack! Okay, good, you're gone. But it's the case of, we as humans, we speak a lot. So when we speak, it's that sense of... I don't know what the right word is, because it's been a while since college. But it's kind of the sense of, when you speak, it's like some people just don't want to talk in general. But it's that sense of, like, when you speak, it's like something going off in the brain where it's like, okay, there's conversation going on, there's human interaction. Even if I'm not interacting with a human or person, it's still interaction. I'm still speaking to somebody. That's kind of how it is. So you sit... Jeez. Just go, bud. Okay, can we go? But yeah, that interaction. Even if you're not interacting, you still need that sense of speech. Someone talking. Something filling the air, kind of. Like, for instance, like, people couldn't even be watching this Let's Play for all I know. People could just be sitting here and having it in the background while doing laundry or working on videos of their own for other creators. Or anything like that. It's the sense of not really sitting there and... okay, I'll take that. It's that sense of, like, you have something going on. You have that subliminal, like, in the back of your mind, something's going on type of thing. And for people who have ADHD, that really messes with them, because when that happens, they shift their attention to that. That's not subliminal to them, they're just going with it. So they'll swap back and forth between a ton of things. So, oh, and here... Oh, yeah, we get one of the fancy cutscenes here. But, like, that's the case. Like, that's just how it goes. You need that interaction, whether you're just listening to something. You can't stay isolated with nothingness. It just doesn't work for a human being. We just can't operate. We can't do it. And of course, Paddock. I love me some Karn, though. Like, as much as he came up in here, I loved it. And the thing is, remember, Paddock is a seasonally trained soldier. He was around during the Pendulum Wars. He was around during all of this. He was fighting hard as ever. Remember, Paddock's military equal to the COG, and they only lost because of the Hammer of Dawn schematics being taken. Remember this. Even I was about to call him Loomis for some reason. Even Paddock is like, no. This dude, no, you will die. 100%. It's death. Because you've got Karn riding Shibboleth, always a beauty. And... I love it. It's funny, too, because Gears of War Judgment is the only game you actually get to see him moving around and, like, interacting like this outside of, like, basic things in multiplayers.
I worked in his lab at LaCroix before he went military. The missile draws power from refined emulsion.
And again, like I said about pauses, but I do have this going in speech, so I'm listening to this right now. And I love how that gets brought up in 5 on how we actually have that scar and the bomb that went off.
That thing would burn up this.
If I remember, though, he got the scars because of that type of bomb. But the thing that really, like, led to what he was doing with his Civil War, we learned in 5, was the Hammer of Dawn that went off, and they shot one off over in Groznia. You know, it's unknown to the public, but that's what actually happened.
Control, Kilo here. So we're gonna get the light mass missile online and use it to kill General Karn.
A good plan if you think about it.
Works for me.
So, in case you didn't catch what they were saying, this situation right here is what led to the court hearing that Baird and the other 3 are in. So, I'll explain it the best I can. It's easy to explain, but I'm not military, so I can't explain it that well, and he'll kind of say it right now even. Here we go.
I'm curious to hear what it takes.
Okay, never mind. I forgot. We jump off to someone else's story at this point.
One of the COG's most powerful weapons.
Yep.
I was against it, sir.
That's right.
Maybe you could show me and the army you volunteered for.
Here's the thing. She was against it. She still went with it, though. That's the thing. You're not really free of it all. You weren't forced to shoot the locust and help get the bomb. You went with it. I understand your logic here, but you still went with it. And I feel like Loomis, that's the only one Loomis has a soft spot for, because he's like, oh yes, an Onyx Guard cadet, the Onyx Guard are here, she was against it, she's the only one that kind of speaks reason. And then later on, as the story goes, you learn, like, nah, Loomis, no, you're barking up the wrong tree, my man. It ain't gonna work for you. And now we take control of Sophia. So this is her testimony, and we follow her story now. And if I remember right, nope, where is it? It's here some. Oh, here it is. See this little store right here, ladies and gents? Da-na-na-na! Protecting the ones you love. The Carmine Family Life Insurance. Again, made a video on it. Check out the video if you want. Some good stuff. So, for everyone who hasn't been caught up, and I'll talk about it now. Oh, it's beautiful, even though it's completely at war. So,
the academy was overrun.
And this part of the story is actually kind of sad for her. That's the saddest part. It's sad because for Sophia, like, this is all of her friends and everything. The one place she went to school with, just everything dying in death and destruction. It is somewhat sad. Anyway, though, in case you haven't caught on, though, what you need to know is that what they're doing right now is they're going after a missile. A missile, that said, that could wipe out everything, and a very powerful weapon that's currently classified and not many people know about. But these guys ended up learning about it, and they're going to shoot that missile at Karn, blow him up, and destroy him, and get rid of one of the head honchos in charge of everything going on. Now, here's the thing. The military, the COG, really doesn't want to use that because they're saving it for something. What it is, they never say in this game. It can be assumed, though, they have the idea of using it. What they use 14 years later is to send it off into the hollows and blow everything up, but they don't have the mapping for it, and they don't have all that, so they're saving it. That's my assumption on what it's going to be used for. It's never really stated. I could make a video on that, to be honest. Kilo Squad claimed to take Enfield Bridge and defeat several Reavers without additional support, despite lack of supplies. Reduced ammo, no long shots, and additional Reavers to fight. Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Combat situation for long-range weapons.
What do we have?
Problem was, there weren't any.
All right, not too bad. We can do this. All right. I was actually going to end the episode because I just hit my normal time for when I end the episodes. But I thought about it. With how many, for sections in this game, there's a decent amount. And chapter-wise, there's the average for a Gears game. But I thought about it, and it's kind of like, it's going to be a long series if I just go, by my normal time. If I go by... Jeez, they do not fall with one hit in this one. If I go with my normal amount of style that I do things, I'm not going to get this done right away. It's not going to... If I went one session by session to get things finished and just went by chapter by chapter for the acts, I think this would be a 50-something part series by what I looked up. And I don't really feel like going through all of that. I don't think anyone really wants to sit here and be like, ah, yes, a 50-part Gears of War Judgement series. What a great idea. We're not doing that. Don't worry. I'm not that completely nuts and psycho. I'd like to believe that I at least have some things bouncing around in my noggin now and then. You need to go down. And if I remember right...
On the side, Reaver incoming.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I remember right, I piss off someone here. Can I? Oh, I can. Okay, you need to go. Nope. Okay. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Whoa, this thing's a 360 turret? Okay, yeah, bad idea. Cole, get over here, bud. Thank you. Oh, I'm so used to seeing health gauges in 5 now. Okay, someone get me up. This is going to be a problem later, I can tell. No, I want my weapons. No, no. Oh, I don't remember if they're able to just smack you around in this one or not. Okay, good. He's down. Are you kidding me? Baird, help me. Thank you. Where is he? There it is. Okay. And now we've lost our... Okay. That's fantastic. That's completely amazing. That's... Whoa! Hey! Whoa! 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 No booty dropping on this lady. Speaking of booty, I guess I can bring it up here since I'm playing Judgement. God, I'm getting real tired of getting smacked around. Paddock! Paddock! Cole! Cole! Paddock, Cole! Okay, let's do it again. If I remember correctly, something that's stated... It's never really stated in Gears of War games about, like, the female beauty and everything. It is stated like there's very attractive women and everything, but it's never a brought to the main stage focus in games. Like, there's never heavy duty fan service for females in Gears of War games. It's never been like that. The game's always been about driving the story and really buff, muscly dudes being men. That's always how it's been. You know, that's just Gears of War. But it is subtly stated now and then with some female characters that there are some very attractive female characters in Gears of War. And this is one of the characters where it's somewhat stated. You have, God, they do not fall right away in this one. You have Sophia, who, if I remember right, Sophia is stated to be a very attractive woman. Sophia is stated to be an attractive lady. And I make it sound like I'm a 5-year-old saying it. She's very pretty. But no, it is stated that way that Sophia is meant to be an attractive woman in the Gears of War franchise. It's never completely stated. Am I actually going to be able to do this? Okay, yeah, that worked. So, and I want to save it to the end of the game for people to actually see what happens and understand. But there is a moment where it's wondered or stated or it's brought to question if Ow. If... I guess I can say it. I've already spoken about the end of the game before as it is. So, the question comes up if Paddock and Sophia were romantic. Or if there was any romance... Thank you. Romance involving the two of them. Because it is stated that at the end of the game, Paddock... You know, Kilo Squad walks off like, hey, we did it, we took down Karn, we did all this. You know, it's stated that, you know, because obviously they beat him. It's not like that's something that didn't happen. So, it's wondered if these two were romantic in the fact of they had interest in one another. Because if you read the Kilo Squad Survivors log that takes place before, during, and after Halvo Bay, Gears of War Judgment, it's talked about with... Sophia kind of starts to see the holes and problems in the cog. Because at this point, she's a faithful cadet, seeing everything hunky-dory. She's fighting for the cog, and it's all right. But as she talks to Paddock, you start to understand Paddock's view of things. You start to understand Paddock, how I said it, and how the UIR was run, how they saw things, how they did things. And Sophia starts to see, like, hey, you know, he's making sense. Like, everything that my government fights for, it's not that I hate the COG, but there are some holes here that definitely aren't being fixed. And, yeah, the UIR definitely has their problems, too. They obviously do. But you see it as, like, there are problems in the UIR that are less problematic than what's going on here in the COG, if you want to put it like that. Because the COG, they might have won the war, but that doesn't mean they're the good guys in anything. It's very odd to say. Like, the winner... The people who win the war usually get to write who the... If you win the war, you get to write who the good guys are. That's kind of how the saying's always been. And the COG write themselves as being the good guys, obviously. But Sophia sees, like, you know, it's not that they're the bad guys, but there's a lot of problems that go on here. There's a lot of issues. And Paddock tells her all this, and one day, they both decide to abandon the COG. Paddock and Sophia, one time in the middle of the night, decide to just abandon the COG. They leave. They're completely gone, and you don't hear from them again. And Baird kind of takes it as, like, whatever. Because Baird, at this point in the game, in the story of Gears of War, he is an asshole, but it's more to the point where he's an asshole that's trying to care and be a good team leader. Trying to have good morale, trying to make good decisions, and seem like a good person for his team. Because he is in charge of the squad. He's the leader of Kilo Squad. But as you learn later on with Baird, he is an asshole. He really is the kind of guy that's like, hey, screw you, I don't care. And, you know, he becomes that again when he loses his position. He just goes back to being like that because he's like, I'm not leading a team, it doesn't matter anymore. He ends up, they end up getting new recruits and everything, and in the books you meet who the other new guys are. So, later on, when the situation of what happens to Sophia comes up, it really is the case of, with how Paddock took it. Because you can take it in a few ways. Paddock either saw them as really good friends, or Paddock saw it as like he was a father figure, or they were romantic. It's not really known. And it's never been stated. So people are left to assume. I assume it's more like a father-daughter relationship kind of thing later on. But
I was worried I'd recognize them.
It's up in the air. And I hate to talk about it because, again, we got 4 more chapters to go, counting this one, before we actually get to that topic. But that's really, for people who have followed Gears of War or caught up right now, that's what it is. So, now that we have made it to the courtyard, I think this is a great time to call it here because we're definitely over by quite a bit. I want to thank everyone for making this possible. I want to thank the patrons for making this possible, and every person for making these views possible in these videos. I will see you guys in the next Gears of War Judgment, where hopefully we don't get our asses handed to us and we can go find the bomb and find the locating device and Dr. Elliot's location. You guys have a great one. See you next time.